It's Brian Preston, the Money Guy.
POB1 has a question. Have you guys ever explained the process of what happens when people take the next step and use your financial planning services? I'm still in my 20s, but wonder how the process works. What are the next steps like? And do you actually take control of people's accounts? How does that work?
So it's really interesting. Like, if you are someone who's out there considering hiring a financial advisor, first thing I'd encourage you to do is go check out our 8 questions to ask a financial advisor. You can go to moneyguy.com/resource. We just give you 8 questions because not all financial advisors are created equal. Some work more on the sales side of the business or the product side of the business, and some work more on the consulting side of the business where they actually work directly with you. We have a bias towards fee-only financial advisors, folks who aren't paid from a third-party company recommending products. They're paid from you, the end client, the end consumer, the end customer. So then the other thing you have to figure is, okay, well, how do they go about the process? I can't speak for all firms. I'll speak for the way that we do this here. Every financial planning client that we work with, we think is unique. And so the solutions that we put together are unique. Your financial situation based on your account status, your tax status, your income, where you live, your family, your goals, your risk tolerance, your risk capacity, all these things make you unique. So the experience that you have will likely look different than the experience that another client might have because it's sort of built custom to suit based on what you need with where you are. Obviously, if you're a 30-year-old, your experience might look very different than a 59-year-old because you guys are facing different types of things. Here's where I do think there is a commonality when it comes to what does the situation look like. And you have to kind of step back to what are the reasons that most people often think about hiring a financial advisor? Well, there are really 3 things that happen. 1, the gravity of your financial decisions is so big, you feel uncomfortable making those decisions on your own. So I've got $500,000 saved up, but if I make a boo-boo, this could be like a $50,000 boo-boo. Well, one of the things that happens when you get a good advisor in your corner is you start thinking, man, I don't feel as uncomfortable with the decisions that I'm making. I don't feel like I'm going to screw something up because I've got a second set of eyes helping me make those decisions. That's number 1. Number 2 is life gets complicated and I don't understand all these different things that are coming at me and I don't understand options and RSUs and ESPP and how to know that my accountant's doing the taxes the right way and how do I know that I'm checking all these boxes. Well, one of the things that happens is when you hire a financial advisor, an advisory team, you're basically getting access to their entire knowledge base. So instead of you not knowing these things, now you feel like you have a person in your corner that can help you answer those kind of questions. They understand what a high deductible plan is and how an ESPP plan works and when do you need trust in your estate plan, and they can speak into that. So you have some clarity around that. And then the third one is we get so busy that financial things just end up falling on the back burners. We end up trying to figure out how to keep it all together, but we get pulled in all these directions. Well, when you hire a good advisory team, you start recognizing things don't fall on the back burner. Those beneficiaries do stay updated. Those accounts do get consolidated. Those estate documents do get reviewed. The taxes do get filed in a timely manner. You recognize, oh, I don't have to worry that I'm missing things because I have a team in place helping me navigate those things. I know that every client experience is different, but I think if you find a good advisory team and you find an advisor you're comfortable with, you'll likely start to feel some comfort and clarity in one, if not all of those 3 areas.
Well, as you're going through it, and I thought that was good, but I was thinking about timeline-wise, what does a person expect? And
Sure.
I think about this as every client, because they are different, but it's kind of like a triage moment. You know, somebody comes through the door, if they come through the door, first of all, you know they've got a decent level of assets. So your first thing when you're triaging or figuring out risk and other things is like, well, we've got to fix the asset allocation to reflect, their goals. So you do some goal seeking, you do some risk assessment. But I think that's where a lot of the public says, why do I even need to hire a financial planner? Because I can just go do an index target retirement fund. I can do a Betterment account. I don't need help on the asset allocation, and I think that because that has been somewhat commoditized, that's where a lot of financial planners will just stop. So, but we will also address that concern. We'll try to triage your asset allocation, because that you have to have your money working for you. That's your army of dollar bills.
Yep.
But while we're doing that, we're also hopefully uncovering what are the financial pain points that you have from a financial planning. Somebody in their 30s is probably trying to figure out, am I saving enough to reach my goals? What about college, education, mortgage prepayment? There's all kind of elements. Getting my estate documents, because hey, we've just had our second child. I'm trying to make sure my estate documents look good. Everybody's going to be completely different. So you're going to triage after you get through the asset allocation, getting that out of the ditch, because somebody might have come to us with a heavy tech portfolio and now they need to have a diversified portfolio. We're going to focus on the financial planning stuff. But it's different for a 50 or 60-year-old, because then they're a person that's thinking about retiring in the next 5 years. We're going to make sure that plane comes in for a landing, that your retirement that you've envisioned actually is going to be the retirement that you envisioned. And sometimes that can be a difficult conversation. So that's the thing. I think, Bo, I'll begin with the end, and the fact that you said go download that 8 questions to ask your financial advisor. I do think that is a huge step forward, is just to kind of know what to expect. It's the same thing when we go tell clients when they're working on their estate documents, the best thing you can do for your meeting with the attorney is to do as much preparation on the worksheets and the other things that we provide them, so that you can, because it's going to make the conversation when you hire that financial advisor much more meaningful. If you have time to focus on what's the why? Why are you even thinking you need an advisor? And plus, it'll also have the inventory element where you'll actually know what you have going on, so you can have that meaningful conversation and really cut through it. That's what that 8 questions is going to at least give you a chance to turn the stone over, to know what are elements you should be doing in preparation. And then we try to create the process where even after 12 months, we ask you, hey, did you get value?
Yep.
Did the last year, because these are the goals I wrote down 12 months later, did you get that stuff accomplished? That is rewarding, and is what you should expect also. It should go well beyond just asset allocation.